This is your journey, designed to lead you to a healing, safe inner place in your mind, where you can release the emotional luggage you no longer need. Maybe the echoes of a hurtful past, maybe some inner clutter, or outdated inner tasks, or even a residual noise that may still be using some of your positive energy, allowing you to find closure and peace, so you can move forward with a lighter heart and spirit. You have arrived at a place where something quiet and powerful can happen all by itself. This is simply called the art of letting go. And in the next few minutes, a part of you already knows how natural it can feel when the hands finally open, and whatever has been carried too long is allowed to drift, to settle, to be gone. Nothing to force, nothing to fix. Only a gentle permission for the heart and the mind to remember their original lightness. So whenever you're ready, you can settle back and let the next breath begin this soft, inevitable journey. You might enjoy noticing how easily these words can settle into the space just behind your eyes, as you allow one breath to follow another, in whatever way breathing already happens all by itself. And perhaps you can wonder, in a gentle sort of way, how soon the next breath will choose to arrive. Or maybe you don't need to wonder at all, because some part of you already knows how comfortable it can feel to let the shoulders soften just a little, as the page or the screen or the sound of these words begins to carry you the way a slow river carries a leaf, without effort, without hurry, only the quiet certainty that everything that needs to happen is already happening in its own perfect time. And it's perfectly natural for thoughts to drift in and out, the way clouds drift across a wide summer sky, some of them catching your attention for a moment, others simply passing by. While deeper inside, a quieter place begins to open the way. A flower opens to morning light, without anyone telling it how, or when, or why. Only that it feels right to allow that opening now. Maybe the eyes want to blink a little more slowly, or perhaps they don't. Either way is perfectly fine, because comfort can spread in so many directions, down through the arms, into the hands that rest so easily, through the chest that rises and falls all on its own, down through the legs, into the feet that touch the ground. Or maybe comfort simply gathers in that one place that's ready to relax first. And from there, it can travel at exactly the speed that feels best. And you might remember a time when everything felt wonderfully simple. A moment when the world slowed just enough for you to notice how good it can feel to simply be, without needing to do anything at all. And if that memory arrives easily, that's nice. And if another feeling arrives instead, that's nice too. Because your unconscious already knows how to choose exactly the right shade of calm for this moment, for you. So you can continue listening, or simply allow the words to listen to you, while that comfortable, curious trance deepens in its own gentle way, ready for whatever you're ready to let go of next. Some people discover a long shelf of books somewhere behind them. Books that have already been read, some light and pleasant, others heavy with stories that once felt important to reopen again and again. And it can be curious how quickly the pages of the heavier ones begin to feel brittle under an invisible sun, how the ink fades all by itself until the words simply aren't there anymore. A backpack can grow lighter without anyone deciding exactly when the zipper opens. Stones that were carried for lessons can tumble out and settle on the path exactly where they belong, never needing to be picked up again. And shoulders rise so naturally when the weight remembers it was only borrowed for a while, and the wind that moves through an open window knows exactly which old feathers are ready to drift downstream and disappear around the first quiet bend. Maybe you can picture a garden that belongs only to you, where some plants still bloom beautifully, and others have finished their season long ago. Roots that once drew nourishment, now resting quietly in the earth, making room for whatever wants to grow next. A winter coat can slip from the shoulders the moment the first warm breeze arrives, and our robes that used to feel tied can lie on the ground, untouched, unneeded, while the wrist feels lighter, almost as if it forgot it was ever held. Some people notice how naturally attention drifts toward the open spaces where sunlight reaches the soil, and new roses decide for themselves when the time is exactly right to open. Because healthy things have always known how to find their own perfect place without being forced. A person can stand at a quiet crossroads sometimes. One path behind already walked, worn smooth with if only, leading nowhere new, and another path ahead, wider, sunlit, curious about footsteps that haven't arrived yet. Old trains can leave the station exactly on time, and the platform stays peaceful because the schedule was never yours to write. Kites that lost the wind can settle gently to the ground, strings loosening all by themselves. Maps that once felt essential can fold themselves away into drawers that close without effort. And fog has always known how to lift when the sun remembers its strength, revealing green shoots that were waiting patiently for exactly this moment to reach toward light they already trusted would come. Some people notice a small fire somewhere inside, a fire kept alive for a very long time by a memory that still smolders, even though the original wood burned away years ago. And it can be interesting how quickly a fire settles when no one adds another log, how the last ember cools, and the smoke simply rises and disappears into a wide, indifferent sky. A glass of poison can stay on the table, untouched, unneeded, until someone realizes the only throat it ever hurt was the one holding the glass. And cool water has always been waiting in a quiet corner of the room, ready to wash the taste away the moment the hand decides it's finally safe to set the old glass down forever. And perhaps you can notice a doorway somewhere inside, simple, almost ordinary, and wonder what it might feel like when a hand reaches out all by itself, and the handle turns so easily, because the room behind has grown dim, and the light on the other side has been waiting a very long time. A cocoon can only hold wings for so long before flight becomes the most natural thing in the world. And some people discover that the fear was only large when it still had a name. Maybe you can remember a mirror, or many mirrors, some of them smudged, some of them speaking with other people's voices. And it can be curious to watch how easily a mirror clears when the gaze turns inward, and the reflection that remains is quiet, honest, complete, all on its own. Because a compass only needs one true north, and dignity has always known the way home. Some people notice sand in their hands, or waves beneath them, or a river that never asked permission to flow. And it can be interesting how quickly the fingers relax when the mind remembers that the ocean has always known how to carry whatever is ready to float. And peace arrives not by holding tighter, but by opening just enough for life to move through. And now, in this quiet space where breath comes and goes, all by itself, a gentle shift can happen, the way a caterpillar never forces the butterfly, only rests while wings unfold in the dark. Old stones can sink to the bottom of a clear lake and never be missed. Ropes can loosen. Dusty windows can open to fresh air. Heavy coats can slip from the shoulders and lie forgotten on the floor. And somewhere inside, a softer, lighter version of you is already breathing more freely, smiling at how simple it can be when the hands finally remember they were never meant to carry the whole world. In the hours, the days, the quiet moments ahead, some people begin to notice a new kind of ease where tension used to live. a clearer sky where clouds once gathered, a steadier step on ground that no longer feels like it might shift. Choices can arrive with less effort. Smiles can come more quickly, and life can feel a little like sailing after years of rowing against the current, because something inside has already learned how naturally things lighten when the grip softens and the heart says yes to whatever is ready to be released now. And whenever you're ready, you can return to the room feeling refreshed, curious, carrying this quiet freedom with you. Or you can simply drift into the most natural, restorative sleep, knowing everything continues to integrate perfectly, beautifully, all through the night.